Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video, I'm going to take a look at Holy Wrath Paladin Doom in the Tomb edition. Well, it's kind of Doom in the Tomb edition because this is just my old build. I've been alternating between 1 Hammer of Wrath, 2 True Silvers and 2 Hammers, 1 True Silver a little bit. And for this meta I went with 2 True Silvers, but basically just my old build. Doom in the Tomb event did give Holy Wrath Paladin access to Emperor Torison, and Emperor Torison allows you to do some nice things with your combos, but it's far from mandatory. And actually, when I was looking at through statistics, I noticed that Emperor Torison builds were performing worse than these decks that don't have Emperor Torison in them, so I just couldn't bring myself to put Emperor into this deck. So it's just business as usual. The combo is Shirvallah the Tiger, which costs 25 mana. So once your deck is empty, you play Shirvallah the Tiger, which costs 0 mana because it's been discounted so heavily at that point. And then you play Baleful Banker, which shuffles Shirvallah into your deck. And then you play Holy Wrath to the opponent's face and boom, that's 25 damage. If you had Emperor Torison in this deck, you could shuffle 2 Shirvallahs and then you could play 2 Holy Wraths and you could deal 50 damage in a single turn. However, actually with this build it is possible to deal 50 damage in a single turn as well, because you could play Shirvallah and you could shuffle 3 Shirvallahs into your deck. 2 Baleful Bankers, Brewmaster Banker, Banker Shirvallah again, next turn draw a card and then play 2 Holy Wraths to use the remaining 2 Shirvallahs to go face. So in a way you're not even losing that much because you still have access to that 50 burst. And I really like Youthful Brewmaster in this deck, because Youthful Brewmaster can be used to of course bounce Shirvallah, so that you can have Shirvallah clear up multiple threats in a turn. It can be used to bounce Banker, so that you can shuffle multiple Shirvallahs into your deck. And it can also be used to bounce Zepris, so that you can get multiple of these perfect cards for yourself. So an alternative win condition for Holy Wrath Paladin, now that Zepris is a thing, is to just bounce Zepris. Because if you happen to lose your Shirvallah somehow, then as long as you still have Zepris, this deck can play Zepris 4 times. 2 Baleful Bankers, 1 Brewmaster for 3 extra copies. And that's one way to win games, even though Shirvallah is of course the main way. This is a purebred combo deck. There's the combo that you're going for, and other than that, it's all about card draw, and removal. This version is able to clear out 3 boards. There's 2 copies of Shrink Ray, there's 1 copy of Equality. These can be combined together with Wild Pyromancer, or they can be combined together with Consecration to get those board clears. So then you can also use a Pyromancer or Consecration separately. Consecration can be used with Talnos, for example, or Pyromancer can be used with some other spells, just like Pyromancer, Flash of Light, Crystology, Flash of Light. Multiple options how to do that. The deck also has a couple of timeouts. Your hero is immune until your next turn. Timing your timeout properly is something that you need to pay attention to when playing this deck. In some cases, against decks that are able to build just tons and tons of big boards, sometimes you need those timeouts at the very end of the game, so that you're immune while you're waiting for the last moments to get your combo through. Also, if you happen to be in a mirror, then usually the player who timeouts first is going to lose, so if you're able to draw through your deck, and then eventually there's going to be a turn when the opponent can't timeout and you can hit them in the face. Some of the most crucial card draw tools in this deck are the Prismatic Lens and the Crystology. Crystology, draw 2 1-attack minions from your deck. There's Elven Archer, Talnos, Kang, or pair of Novice Engineers. It's very important to get your Crystologies off early, because if you happen to draw all of your 1-attack minions before you can play Crystology, then it becomes a useless card. Prismatic Lens, on the other hand, it's sometimes a little bit risky. If you're in a matchup where you have to play 2 Holy Wraths, you can do 2 Holy Wraths. You can do 25 damage and 25 damage to face. In almost every matchup, it's enough to play 1 Holy Wrath. In some matchups you need to, and if you're in a matchup like that, and you still have Holy Wrath and Shirvallah in the deck, then you might draw Holy Wrath and make it cost 25. So some level of caution is needed, especially if your deck is already pretty low on cards, and those pieces are still in there, if you're in a matchup where you need 2 Holy Wraths. Overall, Holy Wrath Paladin has been a fun combo deck to play. Performance-wise, it's pretty good right now. It's not a top tier deck, but it's definitely an above 50% win rate deck. So it's a deck that you can play to Legend in the current meta. Against most of the meta you're just defending and then pulling off your combo. And then when you're facing these heavy armor decks, then it's important to just push as much face damage as possible. Like True Silver Champion, very aggressively pushing face, dealing with that armor of Warrior or Druid, so that you make it possible for yourself to have enough damage to kill them. Those are still some of the tougher matchups because you are a damage-based combo deck and armor can go very high. As for the mulligans with this deck, you're generally looking for card draw and then maybe some removal pieces when you're against all these board swarming decks. So Crystology is by far the most important card to keep in the mulligan. Prismatic Lens is also pretty good. And then if it's some kind of a board swarming deck, then Wild Pyromancer, Consecration can be good cards to keep. If you enjoy this content, you can support the channel by joining as a subscriber or as a member on YouTube and joining as a follower or subscriber on Twitch. And let's go take a look at Holy Wrath Paladin in action. I might hold on to a Consecration though. Let's see. I would rather find a Crystology than an Elven Archer. I mean, Archer has its upsides of course, but let's see. So it's not a Quest Shaman. Fine. I think I'll probably hero power here. So it's probably going to be an Evolve Shaman then. It could be Murlocs. Although I guess that's unlikely. Oh, more bankers. Not great. Do I want to hit into this one now? Then if he buffs it up... Yeah, I think I will take the hit over there, because then if he buffs it up, he can't value trade with it. Hi, Decker. Good to see you. Okay. So I have a choice between Prismatic Lens or the Novice Engineer. 7 cards in hand at the moment. I think I like the Lens here. Let's Lens. Pick up some stuff. And getting a 2-mana Shrink Ray can never be bad. Right. Now he's going to start playing some spells. Oh dear. Hi, iKill. I'm playing Holy Wrath Paladin at the moment. When the wild event began, I thought I wanted to play this with Torisan, but Torisan isn't really available, or Torisan isn't really doing a lot of work with this one. Well. Is this a Shrink Ray board? I suppose this has to be a Shrink Ray board. I mean, I do need to kill the Gruul, right? He gets to keep the Henge clan. Yeah, I kind of have to kill the Gruul. Or just shrink the Gruul down. I get to play Novice Engineer. It's okay. Now I could Elven Archer this, so that he cannot evolve this again. Actually, I think it's fine. Let's do that. So, yeah, this is cool. Nice cheap text feed on YouTube. Thanks, Sticker. Yeah, I figured that it was about time to build that one. Felt like a good idea. Crystology, it draws Talnos and Kangmor. Yeah, I want those. It cuts in hand. Yeah, that's cool. Let's draw those. I like those cards. And I believe I'm also true silvering into the Thunderhead a little here. Because right now he can't do much with Bloodlust yet. There could be more evolves, of course, and that could be a problem. Is Soul of the Murloc going to be a problem? Bloodlust next turn. So So what if that happens? Zephyrus isn't active. So 6 minions. 6 plus 9 plus 9. 6 plus 18, 24. I might die next turn. Inconvenient. I think I need to consecrate this board here. But he gets a lot of murlocs. No, he only has 5 when I kill one. He will only have 5. Do I use the Kangor? No, I can do it like this instead. This is fine. Now I missed 1 face damage from the Talnos. This should be okay. Unless he has another Bloodlust after this one. Another Bloodlust after this one would be a problem. Yeah, that would be a problem. Can I pick up a Pyromancer? I need to trade with the Talnos first. I can pick up a Pyromancer. Then I can play Pyromancer Consecration. Can I play Pyromancer plus 2 spells? I can. Those spells are pretty expensive. So it's going to be Consecration, then Pyromancer and Flash of Light. I do need to go to 7, right? Being at 3 is too scary. So I can't get the Kangor on the board. So it's Consecration, Pyromancer, and Flash of Light my face. So I get to 7. But there's still a considerable chance that I will die. I need something really good. Okay, more hairs. He gets a Death Rattle and a Divine Shield. Whoa. That's tough. Death Rattle and Divine Shield is harsh. I'm going to have to shrink ray this, right? Healing for 4 with the Kangor isn't going to be enough. Equality. Turning the healer into 3-1 isn't good. It has to be shrink ray. I can die next turn. It's still possible that I die next turn. So I need to face tank the 3-2 here. So I'm down to 6. I'm dead to a lava burst. There are some ways for me to die. Okay. That Vecina was one good way for me to potentially almost die. 10 cards left in the deck. So I need to draw with the Engineer. Yeah, I need to draw with the Engineer.
I hope you like my invention.
And that's a blank. It doesn't do anything. There are no 1 attack minions left in the deck. So I need to time out. And I need to kill... I need to time out and I need to kill the Slurper, right? And I probably need the Crystalsmith Kangor on the board too. So I need a timeout. If I play the Kangor now... Well, he has to kill the Kangor. So also try to hit into Vecina. That's probably meaningless. I get to heal for 4. I can top deck Shirvala. Top decking Shirvala is an out. If he has another Overload card, he can just use the Vecina effect again. There's the Shirvala. Shirvala is at least close to an out. Because I can kill the Vecina. Go to 17. 3, 4, 5 damage. Bloodlust is plus 12. Bloodlust is lethal. They're still lethal with Bloodlust. I can't prevent that. Okay, if he has the second Bloodlust here, that's still lethal. It's not a terrible keep against Shaman. Topica, did you pick Control Warrior yesterday? Yes, I did. I had 75% win rate playing Control Warrior. It was awesome. It worked really, really well. Job's done. I can't remember the player's name. I played someone's build that I saw on Twitter because it looked interesting. And it worked extremely well. Typically, anyway. Maybe not always. Maybe he just drew like only Flash of Lights and Engineers and Prismatic Lenses. So that he didn't have any cards that didn't replace themselves. Yeah, Control Warrior was surprisingly good. It had Siamat in it. And that worked wonders. Hitting into that would kind of prepare for a Consecration. I don't think I can Flash of Light here. Because there's also like Pyromancer Flash of Light. It's kind of an option at some point. That very inspired this meta. Yeah, the meta has turned out pretty bad. It's really a shame because I love the idea of them bringing back those wildcards. Of having some kind of rotating core set. It's just that this one turned out really poorly in the end. A hammer. 7 cards in hand. Now we can totally hammer the rat. So keep the board Consecration friendly. There is of course the chance that now we get to witness the power of the hair and evolve. In which case I probably need to time out and then play Pyro Equality on 6. So I kind of have answered that. I could answer the superpower play. What do you think is the problem? Just evolve. I mean, it's hard to evaluate the other problems because evolve is such a major problem. Like, what would Nesot decks be like if there wasn't evolve? What would OTK decks be like if there wasn't evolve? Because you effectively right now, for example, you can't use Nesot as a win condition because either you die or everything gets stolen by a couple of mind control decks. Also, you cannot use Ragnaros as a win condition, because everyone has 1 million and 1 minions on the board at the same time, so Rag is never hitting face. So, Evolve and the resulting Quest Shaman meta just eliminated. It just removed everything else. The other cards are meaningless, but what if Evolve wasn't a thing, then how would those cards balance between each other? It's hard to say because we haven't seen a glimpse of what it could look like. I think I don't dare to use a Pyromancer yet. I can probably Crystology and Consecrate. Archer, Kang or Engineers. Spending 1 Consecration is fine. Crystology to grab a couple of minions here. I'm actually just playing these out. I'm actually just playing everything on the board. Because I have the equality Pyro Equality available. So even if he goes like Flesh Shapers and evolves, I'm fine with that. I get more stuff to kill here. And the quest wasn't complete yet, so he didn't have the other power plays.
You belong to the bomb now.
Okay. Nothing too powerful here. There is a mutate.
I don't make mistakes. I bury them.
But that's fine. My hand is full. But I mean, this is a pyro equality to play a lot, right? But I didn't get to see an evolve. What if he baits an evolve? Baits removal and then plays evolve. Shrink Ray doesn't do much here. Consecration doesn't do anything at the moment. But Pyro Equality is 6 mana. The next one that I have available is at 9. With Shrink Ray Consecration. I could shrink and then I could kill the Undertaker. He still has so many cards in hand too. That's tough. I think I need to do the Pyro Equality here. I'm not very happy about this. Because look at those resources. 8 cards in hand, including the coin. And the quest is completed. And he has a 3/3 Novice Engineer. Luckily another 5/5 Novice Engineer, 3/3. That he can use to draw another 2 cards here.
I hope you like my invention.
He's drawing faster than I am, and I'm the combo deck. We'll see. Oh, 2 random spells. Those random spells, they're just really lethal too. I probably have to Elven Archer the Lackey, so that he can't use like a Wasp next turn. That was a pretty weak evolve at least. I need to keep drawing, that's important, so I have to Flash of Light my face to draw. And I think I'm killing off a Lackey here. So that he doesn't have an immediate... But is that a Lackey 2? That's a Lackey 2, right? Yeah, I think that's one more Lackey. So he can play Lackeys from hand, at least.
Reporting for duty.
Currently, no more card draw in hand. Crystology in the deck, Lenses are in the deck. A Novice Engineer in the deck, Flash of Light in the deck. Here he goes. Into an evolve. Okay. Not the greatest evolve of all time. No card draw available. Next turn has to be Shrink Ray Consecration. I still can't take 9. So that means that I will have to play a timeout here.
Reporting for duty.
Next turn I will need to play Shrink Ray Consecration. At least he evolved a Life Drinker away so that he can't use it again. He still has 2 random spells in hand, discovered spell studies, 2 discovered spells and a Lackey. I have a bunch of board clears, but I have no draw. 1, 2, 4, 5 card draw pieces left in the deck. Almost half of my remaining deck is card draw. Now he has 4 random spells. Ouch. Random Elemental. At least no death rattles here. So this turn has got to be Shrink Ray Consecration. Very little I can do about that. He has 10 cards in hand. 3 spells, 1 Lackey. Still has the coin too. So he holds on the coin, which means that he can, in theory, he could like do double Shudderwock. To deal 12 with Life Drinkers with Shudderwock. Eventually. So I have to heal up from this position. Otherwise I risk just dying to a doubled up Shudderwook, which deals 12 damage. Has to be the Shirvala.
It's time to test your metal. Too slow.
Kill off that one. Put Shirvala back into the deck. Have 3 minions on the board so that he can't at least he can't steal the Shirvala. So the double Shudderwook, if that was the lethal plan here, then that's 12 damage now. But that's going to be available for him whenever he's not overloaded, as long as he has the coin. And we're equally deep into our decks, even though I'm the combo deck. But I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 card draw pieces left over there. In those 12 cards, including both lenses.
Mortals are so squishy.
Are we going to see another Evolve board? Yes, we are. And okay. So do I just need to use my Shirvala here to heal? Probably. Not using the Shrink Ray yet. I mean, I only have 1 Shrink Ray left. I might use a Consecration, then I can also trade away the Kirinto Mage. 7 cards in hand. Let's lens first, see what I can pick up. Well, picking up 5-mana Kangor means that I could heal to full now.
I must move quickly.
And I probably need that. Instead of healing to 24. Yeah, I'm going to heal to full. Just have to push 1 to the face. 9 cards in the deck. He has 12 on demand from Shudderwook. I have 1 board clear left. And Zephyrus can be another board clear if I manage to draw a True Silver Champion. I've seen 2 Life Drinkers and a Wasp, so in addition to Shudderwook it's just Wasp and Lackeys. And maybe some spells that can deal face damage immediately. But you kind of need to deal with the Kangor still. He does not want to deal with the Kangor. Curious. Zephyrus is active. Consecration doesn't quite kill all of this. But Consecration hit there with the Kangor. Hit face with the True Silver Champion. To put him within Holy Wrath reach. Potentially. Isn't that the way? I believe that's the way. Kangor can kill this. I could also kill the Azerite Elemental.
For justice.
No, I'll hit face. Let's do it like this.
Reporting for duty.
It's unlikely that the spell damage matters, even though it could. I have the Zephyrus clear, and I have the Pyro Shrink Ray clear. 2 board clears left. 8 cards. And there's a Flash of Light. Well, Christology can only draw Engineer. So whichever I pick first. If I pick up Christology first, then of course then I have double draw.
Hope you like my invention.
Because both Life Drinkers have been spent. So putting him within the Holy Wrath reach is good. Now another pair of lackeys. Oh, the Might of Stormwind. Would Zephyrus give me Blizzard? That's what I would want. But would it give me that? Because if it gives me Flame Strike, then that's not good. I would kind of want to bounce the Zephyrus back to my hand with the Brewmaster. But I've had such terrible experience with Zephyrus lately. And I can't set up the mana in advance either. If it gives me Flame Strike, that's terrible. I think I have to see what it gives me. Please give me the Blizzard, but I don't think it will. No, it never does. It just never gives me the card I want anymore. Well, I knew that it wouldn't give the card to me in that position. But I mean, I was still hoping. Because I really wanted to bounce it. Novice Engineer before the Crystology. Ouch.
I hope you like my invention.
Well, that's a Crystology. Do I need to bounce the Novice Engineer now? Draw again. Double Shudderwock heals him for 12. I think I need to bounce this.
I hope you like my invention.
Okay.
I must move quickly.
Boom. Alright, let's go. Up against the mage. Mages are nowadays playing that Naga build, which does not seem too promising, but someone had played it to #1 legend or something. And even though there are lots of #1 legend decks which are not that great, then people always start copying them immediately.
I hope you like my invention.
Well, it might be okay too, but I still think there's still more work needs to be done with that. But it is in the right track in the sense that Nesot clearly has not been a good win condition in the current meta. But what about his counter spell? If he finds a counter spell, or if he has a counter spell in the deck, it's probably still important to spend the coin. I need to get some draw going here.
Oh, if you're sure.
So there's still the Archer, the Novice Engineer. There are exactly 2 cards that can be drawn with the Crystology, so the second Crystology will be a dead card. Okay, that can discover a secret. Nine cards in hand. I mean, I could hammer the Vulpera. The longer I wait, the bigger the chance that I draw some of them naturally, which is really bad for me. But I don't have a lot of good cards to play on the board here. If I draw with the Crystology, my hand is full. Then I basically have to play the Crystal Smith Kangor on the board, which he will kill immediately. It's probably fine.
I must move quickly.
This just means that I have to play the Kangor to get rid of some cards in hand. Attack with all the minions before moving to Stormwind Champ. But it was an evolve, the minions would not be able to attack anyway. Oh, this is going to be beautiful. I even have multiple ways to deal with this. No, actually I have just one, because I can't really hammer. If I play Talnos Hammer, I'm going to overdraw. So I'm going to have to spend the True Silver Champion here to deal with the Luna. Nine cards in hand. But I suppose Talnos isn't that important. We could just drop it out there. Just get the draw. Unless he happens to polymorph it. He might polymorph it. I mean, it's a perfectly valid consideration. Hand is full again. I probably need to kill this. Still need to get some damage to the face too. Kill that. I think I'm pinging it away. 9 cards in hand. So I can equip the True Silver Champion, or I can hammer. Hammer draws more cards. And we're doing some hammering to the face. We get 9 cards again.
Your wish is my suggestion.
So is this like a Tyrion? We'll see. Mountain Giant. Oh boy. So I would actually need to spend a board clear here. Unless I want to take 11. But I think he's going to have burn in that deck. Another alternative is to spend a timeout. But what if he gets a counter spell? But if I clear this and he plays Ragnaros next turn, then what? So many ways this can go wrong. I'm a little afraid of the counter spell. I'm also a little afraid of the Rag. I think I'm more afraid of the counter spell. Okay. Big stuff. Do I use another board clear to wipe these? Then I have only one board clear left. What if I draw? I could also wipe these with some kind of Shirvala play next turn. That's possible. Shirvala down to 3 mana. I think I'll try that. I'll spend a time out here. But if he plays a secret, then I'm a little bit worried. That's an Alexstrasza.
You require my assistance?
But now I'm just going to kill the Antonidas and the beasts. Now I have to go for a board clear. So it's Pyro, Shrink Ray. But I'm not using a Flash of Light yet because I just saw the Alex in hand, right? Now I'm just very confused. Overall, I'm just very confused at the moment. Because he just gave away the Antonidas for free.
I hope you like my invention.
Why do you give Antonidas away for free? He didn't even have to play anything. It was not forced.
We're gonna have some fun.
I think that card is an Alex. Can I recover? I have 6 cards left in the deck. Can I recover from Alex? With the Shirvala I can, right? I can recover from an Alexstrasza, yes. So this thing can simply be True Silver Champion. Hero power. Hit face. Put him within that 25 reach that I can have. That's the Alexstrasza. So then I will need... But he left this one alive. 1 Holy Wrath should be enough to win this game, right? Shirvala, Brewmaster, Banker. 4 mana, 6 mana, 8 mana. I can use Flash of Lights first. here, and here, and Shirvala hits into Alex. This one kills the Alex. I put a copy of Shirvala into the deck. I also put a copy of Shirvala into the hand. And then this Shirvala is going to get on the board. It's going to kill the Reno. I'm just going to hit him in the face. I don't hero power because some of these decks nowadays run mind control tech. So I now have 4 cards in the deck. One of them is Shirvala. I have 2 Holy Wraths. So there is a world in which I am going to... There is a world in which I'm just going to double Holy Wrath with Shirvala in the bottom 2 cards. Not quite yet, right? No, next turn. Maybe. If he plays a secret, I have to play some countermeasures. Just Consecration to get rid of that Celiax, so that he stays at below 25. And I can hero power. Hero powering is fine. If he doesn't play a secret and I don't draw Shirvala, then I just double Holy Wrath face. And I do not draw Shirvala, which means that 2 Holy Wraths to the face will kill him. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.